Hi everyone, Kelt here. So the story which said that the Sussexes were driven from Frogmore Castle to Windsor Castle in a blacked out vehicle, whatever happened to that? Because they were supposed to have been walking and waving to tourists, and people on a coach trip saw them and were amazed and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, how did that happen? Not one of them took a photo. So this story, which was according to Richard Kay, doesn't make any sense. People were saying how amazed they were to see them, and Meghan waved and everything, and they were probably lookalikes. Or the whole story was made up. Not one photo, not one person took their phone out and took a photo. And if you're on a coach tour or a coach trip, wouldn't you have your phone out anyway? Wouldn't you be taking pictures? One person on a whole coachload of people? Surely one person on this coach would have taken one picture. But no. So the story keeps changing. One article says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle secretly visit the Queen in Windsor. Duchess sets foot on UK soil for the first time in 2 years for olive branch meeting after couple snubbed Philip's memorial on security grounds. But Lilibet and Archie stay in California. This is, I think, the Mail. Apparently, Harry and Meghan told the Queen that she will hug Archie and Lilibet in the near future. This is absolutely unreal. Who says that? Who does what they did? Tear down this person, argue with her, and then keep the grandchildren from her, and then almost blackmailing her into giving them what they want so she can see them. And then you get them dangling a carrot of the promise that she will hug them in the near future. This is ridiculous. It's just a complete theatre. So while all this is happening, William and Kate are apparently skiing in the Alps. Who can blame them? I mean, get as far away as possible. So it's saying that Harry and Meghan made a flying visit to Windsor to meet Her Majesty and Prince Charles on Thursday. This is according to the Mirror. And sources said that the meeting was very cordial and incredibly warm and good-natured. These words, I mean, who thinks them up? It sounds like it's come from Meghan. She probably writes down everything and gives it to the papers, and they don't have to do anything. They just print it. Apparently, during the secret meeting, they're supposed to have told the Queen that they will visit again soon so that she can spend time with her great-grandchildren. Amazing. Royal correspondent Robert Jobson said that it was significant that William and Catherine were not involved in the meeting between Harry and Meghan and the other senior royals. William and Harry are really not getting on at the moment, and I don't think he could take much more of his younger brother, especially after missing the Prince Philip memorial. But I doubt he wanted him there. I think it's probably everything. Tom Bower, who's a biographer, has said that Meghan and Harry were the royal family's worst traducers and accused them of exploiting an old unwell woman to boost their credibility and coffers. While Prince William and Catherine are in the Alps, while Prince William and Catherine are having their holiday in the Alps, and can you blame them, apparently Netflix are going to be sending a camera crew to follow Harry and Meghan when they meet the Ukraine team at the Invictus Games for the injured military veterans in the Netherlands. This is for their documentary about the Paralympic-style games. Critics have accused them of cashing in on the games by allowing Netflix into private meetings. But royal experts think that the WIP status, I don't know what WIP is, I know that they had the VVIP status, given to the couple will allow Netflix to portray the couple in a favourable light, because let's not forget they're dealing with all the fallout from the Oprah interview, which Catherine will never forget, apparently. So Mr. Bower talking about Harry and Meghan's summit with the Queen said, and I quote, "I have no doubt it was all done for their Netflix documentary." And it goes on to say that the Queen's advisors failed to protect her from being exploited by the royal family's worst traducers, while they exploited an old, unwell woman. Unbelievable. He says that he hopes in time that the royal brothers too can break bread and end this new war of the Wales, which is in danger of turning into one of the fictional soap-style dramas Meghan used to star in. Well, I think it's too late for that. I think the whole thing has been a circus, a show, total theatre, the whole thing, from start to finish. From the time that she and Harry did their engagement interview, the whole thing's been a total show, a farce, in fact. I used to say that it was a chess game. I think it's gone beyond that now. I think that this is all totally for show. I think that things are coming out soon, and I think the whole world will be shocked by what they learn about all this. He's also saying that Harry will have to show or prove that he can keep his team, he can keep his team's counsel at this early and delicate stage, and that if not, it would all be for nothing. It's also being said that other experts suggested that the surprise face-to-face meeting with the Queen was an olive branch. So it's all PR fluff. Ingrid Seward, whose articles I like usually, said that the visit would have made the Queen very happy despite the couple's highly publicised criticism of the royals. Gosh, what a lot she can take, it appears. So they obviously want to make it look as if they're still okay with the Queen and that they're going to see her. I mean, no photos, no proof, nothing. A whole coachload see them, but not one photo taken. There have been claims that Prince Charles has been left desolate by his younger son's rejection. He's apparently very deeply concerned about Harry's memoirs, which are due to be published later this year. And he just thinks that Harry's going to try and settle scores and prove points with this memoir. I think Catherine also is worried. Camilla probably too. The people that allegedly spotted Harry and Meghan walking over to Windsor Castle were a coachload of excited churchgoers arriving for the Royal Maundy service. So Prince Harry used a secret visit to Windsor to slowly start rebuilding some bridges with Charles. This is what the royal biographer claims. So when they flew in for the first time in 2 years, which was surprising, they were supposed to be on a commercial flight, and there was a photo going around which was just of Harry's feet, which I don't know, I don't have the photo, showing his feet up against the front of the plane. They were in first class at the front. And some are saying that if Harry wears those shoes, we'll know it's him. The whole thing is just a farce. I don't believe it. I doubt it was him. If he's got brown eyes, it's the brown-eyed Harry. So Harry was heavily criticised for not attending the memorial service for his late grandfather, but people didn't want him there anyway. So it was, in that case, I think, he would not have been able to do the right thing, whatever he did in that case, because I think most people did not want to see him. So he and his father have only spoken a few times over the last 2 years, and he's supposed to have cut him off financially. It's hard if you've got to do that. You've got to cut off your child financially, but he had to do it. Whether he actually did it or whether that's what they're trying to let us think that they've done is another thing. And all this talk about mending the damage, olive branches and mending the damage, it's irreparable. Ingrid Seward said to The Sun, "It's a wonderful opportunity to clear the air and offer an olive branch. After everything that has gone on, it must have taken a lot for Harry and Meghan to go to Windsor. If it was them, which I very much doubt, and why would it have taken them a lot? There's always motives in everything they do. Why would that have taken a lot for them to do? Maybe it did take a lot for them to do, because they actually didn't make it public. Perhaps that was it. And apparently Maundy Thursday is a very special day for the Queen, as it is about forgiveness. She is not one to hold grudges, and she says here, I think she would have happily welcomed them with open arms. Gosh, Rather her than me. So the people that saw them, allegedly, from this coach trip, where all these people never took photos, said that they waved and they waved back and they looked happy and relaxed and they waved to everyone on the bus. Yes, I'm sure they did. If we do see photos come out of this, then I guarantee that they're doubles. Another article here says that Meghan last saw the Queen at an awkward Commonwealth Day service on March the 8th, 2020, but has claimed since to regularly speak to her on the phone and over video calls. I would have thought if Meghan did that, she would be recording them herself and at least putting screenshots out, you know? She would do that. Also, Harry has not seen his grandmother in person since Prince Philip's funeral last April. And all this promise about she will hug Lilibet soon, they're supposed to have not taken the children over with them. Or have they got them hidden away somewhere? Did they sneak them over in their suitcase or something? It just doesn't make any sense, any of this. So after Harry launching legal action against the Home Office, saying it's too dangerous to bring his family to the UK, he goes and does it on a commercial flight, apparently. So at the moment they're in the Netherlands and things are being set up, and I would imagine they're probably freaking out there. Everybody that they've got to deal with is worried about being sued, probably. So Harry and Meghan will get all the protection they need, even though they probably don't need anything. And it probably won't even be them anyway. So, like I said, it's all a big show. It says here, Harry and Meghan will be given the WIP status in the Netherlands, affording them top-level local protection, which will be seen as an attempt to justify their non-attendance at Prince Philip's memorial service at Westminster Abbey. And it says, the Netflix film crew will most certainly favourably capture Harry and Meghan. This is Talk Radio Royal commentator Charles Ray. He says that it will look as if they're still members of the royal family when they are in fact private citizens. And he said that will be the aim, to show people that they're still considered very important people. And he says it will no doubt make great play of the WIP status they have been given by the Dutch authorities. I think the Dutch authorities are afraid not to do this in case it all backfires on them. So the film crew will be travelling, or they're expected to be travelling, in the same armed police protected motorcade. I can't believe it. As I'm reading this, a motorcade for them. Who do they think they are? That will take Harry and Meghan to the stadium where the opening ceremony takes place on Saturday, which is today. And it says that they will also film the emotional moments that Harry and Meghan meet members of the Ukrainian squad, whose presence is tinged with heartache over the loss of 4 of their former colleagues who died defending their country. Isn't it sad that it's going to be this couple, whether it is them or not, meeting genuine people who have done so much and suffered so much, and they are going to be filming this for their own agenda. Some of the comments on social media have been questioning how has she got the front to face them after all she said, and people are shocked that she can still face these people and still face the Queen and Prince Charles after everything that she said. As I said, all this is going to come out soon. So much people are going to be shocked, massively shocked. It goes on to say here, the Duchess of Sussex, along with her husband Harry, finally returned to Britain this week after acrimoniously quitting as working royals. And it goes on about the Oprah interview and about the accusation of racism, all the fallout from that, how it affected the royal family. And then it talks about their Archwell Productions. This meeting between Harry and Meghan and the Ukrainian team, they're saying, is expected to be one of the most emotional moments of the week-long games. Oh gosh, I don't know if I could watch it. It will be attended by competitors from 20 nations. I just cringe at the very thought of this. When are people going to say something? When are people going to refuse their handshake? You know, why hasn't this happened yet? Why hasn't somebody refused to shake their hand? Why does everybody, even on the videos with Harry in the past, when he's badly let down people, badly let down the military, they all laugh and they joke and they smile, and nobody says, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this call, I don't care who you are, and just turns around and walks out. Nobody does that. Let's just see one person refuse Harry's handshake. It would just speak volumes. 4 of the squad members died defending their country, and obviously this is going to be mentioned about these young men who lost their lives during rocket attacks and in combat. I guess that Harry and Meghan, or Harry, will be making a speech, probably written by Meghan. I don't know how these people will cope, to be honest. And then there will be a minute's silence for those who have died in the Ukraine conflict. And I'm sure the cameras are going to be on her, and she'll be doing her usual look of whatever, her sad look. Sorry if I sound cynical, but it's just, I think we've all had enough of this. So they will be honouring these young men who lost their lives. And I have to be honest, I'm dreading hearing the speech that Harry makes, if indeed he makes one, which I assume he will. Or does she make one? Wouldn't it be great if not just people refuse their handshake, but if the cameraman intentionally keeps the cameras off them so that they cleverly avoid everything, maybe video their feet or just chop their heads off with the camera. You know, wouldn't that be great if the whole thing was recorded, but they somehow managed to leave them out? I doubt that that would be possible, but it would be great. So it seems that King Willem and his wife, Queen Maxima, don't want them to stay in their palace at all. So they've got to stay a night in the hotel at The Hague. So it's always been traditional that the Dutch royal family host foreign royals, but they obviously don't consider them to be royals. Interesting. The Mail also says now that Kate Middleton will not forget how Meghan Markle treated her, but she won't prolong their feud because it's part of her job to keep her feelings private. And Kate was said to have found it mortifying that the allegations she made during the Oprah interview about making Meghan cry during a row over bridesmaids' dresses re-emerged. So she was mortified that came back after she apologised. It was Catherine that took flowers to Meghan. And this is what Meghan says. She says that it was basically sorted out and Catherine bought her flowers, but she doesn't say what happened next. And Catherine, obviously, who cannot speak out, cannot say what happened next. But what happened next was Meghan slammed the door in Catherine's face and actually refused the flowers. So by saying that Catherine gave her flowers and it's all sorted, it's just, how absolutely devious is that? It's said that if Meghan attends the Jubilee, Catherine will be cordial, and we know that she'll be photographed kissing or hugging her, and she will make it appear as if the feud is over. But good on Catherine for never forgetting, because you don't forget. If somebody gives you a knife for Christmas and looks at you in the way that she's been photographed looking at her, and we've seen them all. I've got old videos of Meghan looking at Kate in a way that does not look good. I would be careful. I would watch my back. And yeah, Kate won't forget, but she is very forgiving and she's very gracious. Catherine has never wanted any suggestion of a rift with Meghan to come out in the press. And that's why this story is so hard for her. I think she's never had to deal with somebody like Meghan before. This writer said that there are different versions of the story, and she said that Prince Harry and Meghan know that Catherine is not in a position to respond. There are different versions of the bridesmaid story, not just the one Meghan discussed. Yes, we know that there is. There's Meghan's version and then there's the truth. This royal expert went on to say that Catherine was left saddened, disappointed and hurt in the wake of Meghan and Harry's tell-all interview. So this is going to be interesting. Are we going to see any photos of Harry and Meghan wandering around Windsor? And if so, do you think it's them? Let me have your comments and I'll see you in the next one. Just a quick shout out to all my subscribers who support me and my channel. And I just want to say thanks very much. I really appreciate you. So I just want to say happy Passover, happy Easter. Have a great weekend, all of you. Lots of love. Bye. Please subscribe. Ding my bell for more alerts for more videos. Like if you liked it and share. Bye.